Hello, my name is Nancy Ford.
And I'm Joe Ward, and we're both huge advocates for medical cannabis.
One of the reasons that I'm advocating cannabis is because of the ignorance that's out there, me being one of them at one point, because of the way I was raised and the way that people talked about cannabis. They compared it to they compared it to cocaine, they compared it to crack, and they associated anybody that does cannabis as a druggie. And so I had a very difficult time accepting it in the beginning before I did my research. My husband is a disabled veteran. He had a major accident in the Marine Corps that caused him to have major migraines. But 2.5 years ago, he was hit by a car. He was a pedestrian hit by a car and had a traumatic brain injury, a stroke, and he nearly died. They said he would never walk or talk. And the pain that he had after the accident was a 24-hour migraine, 7 days a week, besides the rest of the pain in his body, his hips, his legs, his knees. But the main pain that is disabling to him is having the migraine, and it usually starts at about a 4 and it always ends up at a 10 by the end of the day. When he came out of the hospital, they had him on oxycodone, Percocet, Celebrex, Vicodin, every kind of narcotic that you can think about. And I wasn't aware that it wasn't even taking away the pain completely, but it was causing him to be a zombie. He was not advancing in his therapy, and the pain was very difficult to handle. A good friend of ours who's very big in our community in California approached me and told me, you know, the pain that Joe is having can be, you know, you can take cannabis for it. And at first I stood quiet. He said, I don't want you to be offended because of the kind of person that I was. And he said, but my wife has fibromyalgia and she's never ever done any kind of drugs, and it's the only thing that's helping her. So we started doing the medical cannabis. I started researching it with capsules, tinctures, any method that I can get available out there. And it does not take away his pain completely, but it eases the pain enough where he can continue to socialize and live a normal life. Most people don't even realize he has a 24-hour migraine, but it does help sufficient enough that he can still sit here today and socialize with us. I think a lot of people out there just have not done the research, and a lot of people out there are wanting to judge people without, again, doing their research, and I believe that's ignorance on all of our part. And I'm here to fight for the rights, because there's many people here in this area that cannot get their medication, and I think that's very unfair, considering that here in Oregon is where we should be able to have access to it.
You know, you're right about being able to have access to it right here. And it's so important for the patients to have medicine accessible. And the part that I'm excited about is right now we're able to help people who maybe aren't able to get that. And now we're changing some lives and attitudes of our veterans, people in our community, so that we're able to accept this change that's going on for the better of our country, for the better of our people. And that's the part that excites me, because at points in our culture, we get an opportunity. We've seen it go over the course of society. We see different parts where things change, and it's exciting to see that change. Now, does that mean that it's easy? No, it's more challenging, but the reward of what's going on right now is so dramatic, because it helps anybody, even a tenth of what's helped our marriage and our family life, because it puts me at a space where I'm able to communicate and interact 2, 3, 4 times as much as without it.
When he started doing the cannabis is when he really started advancing in his therapies. The medication was keeping his brain, he was just not able to concentrate on anything. He was a complete zombie, and he was doing physical, speech, recreational, but he wasn't advancing. He was stuck. And as soon as we started the medical cannabis, he improved dramatically. He's out of a wheelchair. He's talking, socializing, even reading, which things that he was not able to do before. And I wish that upon not only him, but the thousands of veterans that we see every day at the hospital that are, there's constantly security because they're going in there and they're so addicted to all these narcotics, and they don't have a choice.
Right? It's the only thing they got.
It's the only thing they got, and I see them in there fighting. I see them in there getting aggressive because they're wanting more medication, and it's really hard to see and really sad to be able to know that there's something that can help them and they can't get their hands on it. It's very difficult, and that's what we are here for today, because we want everybody out there to know that that stigma of cannabis needs to change. Because there's a lot of people already depending on it, and it's not fair that you take our rights of being able to use something that is working for us and for many of our families.
Get excited and help us press forward. Thank you.
Have a great day. You had to get that up there.
Of course.